I want to start off, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, all glory, and all honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kwakadash. Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father, Bahashem in the name of Yahweh Shai being the true name of His only begotten Son. I want to give double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, whom rule and teach well. This message is a message of exhortation and preparation. With the eclipse happening yesterday, I wanted to put together a message that shows the meaning of the eclipse and the things to come. So let's get into it here. Let's go to Genesis 1 and 13. Salakia 1 and 14. And Yahweh said, "Let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years." Now, what are those two lights? Those two lights are the sun and the moon. Yahweh gave us the sun and the moon to divide, to tell the time between the daytime and the nighttime. But not only that, but it says, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years. Now, we have to remember that before the Gregorian calendar, we told time off of the moon and the sun. And the stars as well. So for that reason, it's not only the sun and the moon were not just for the dividing of time between day and night, but as it states, and let them be for signs. Signs of what? Signs of things to come. Now, very interesting. I want to go into that word for signs. And that word is ath. And the biblical definition of sign, of ath, is a distinguishing mark, a banner, a remembrance, or a miraculous sign, an omen, but more importantly, a warning. Because yesterday's eclipse was in fact that. It was a warning of things to come. Check this out, you guys. Well, let's actually start it here. I want to go on into 2 Ezra 4, starting at 28. But as concerning the things whereof you ask me, I will tell you, for the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come. If therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, and if the place where the evil is sown pass not away, then cannot it come that is sown with good. For the grain of evil seed has been sown in the heart of Adam from the beginning, and how much ungodliness has it brought up unto this time? How much shall it yet bring forth until the time of the threshing? Ponder now by yourself how great fruit of wickedness the grain of evil seed has brought forth. Verse 32. And when the ears shall be cut down, which are without number, how great a floor shall they fill? Now, the eclipse happening yesterday is a sign of the end of Esau's world and the beginning of Jacob's. Okay, now, there are a couple prophecies that have to come prior to Yahushua coming back, such as the mark of the beast and Jacob's trouble. But the eclipse from yesterday shows us the signs spoken of in Genesis 1 and 13. And what are those signs? Those signs are Yahushua's coming, Jacob's world beginning to bloom. And I wanted to read 2 Ezra 4 because it's talking about it. for our world to start, for Jacob's world to start, the ground has to be tilled. That's what this is talking about. Verse 29. If that which is sown be not turned upside down, and the place where evil is sown pass not away, then cannot it come that is sown with good. If you don't get rid of the bad that's in this terrain, you can't bring forth new blooms. Now check this out, you guys. I did a quick Google because it's talking. The angel Uriel is giving Ezra's a parable about what has to come. And so if you do a quick Google, can you still plant with weeds? The weeds must be controlled before the area is planted. Now again, he's speaking in parables, but the weed is sin. The weed is sin that is being pushed and promoted heavily by Esau, Edom, and all the other heathen nations. So those weeds are the sin. And the angel is telling them, you have to move the ground before you plant the good seed. Before the good seed is receiving its nutrients from the soil. Let's continue to read this answer. Or you will be nurturing not only the landscape plants, but the weeds. But the weed seeds hidden and waiting for their moment. And that's where we are right now. Right now, Yahweh in his creation with Esau Edom here, they are taking of the nurture from the ground. And you have to remember that Yahweh breathed into Adam, which is a representation of the Israelites, and told Adam to conquer. He put everything at Adam's feet, but with the sin through Eve, the weeds sprouted, and so the weeds have now been in control through Esau Edom's rulership. And so Uriel is telling Ezra, this earth has to be tilled, man. Okay, now check this out here.
I completely transformed my old sad backyard into a beautiful grassy lawn. Here's a few steps on how I did it. I first hand removed all the weeds and made sure that he first removed the weeds. Now let's go into Matthew 25, verse 31. Now when the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory. And before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divides his sheep from the goats. He shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left. He's going to separate the weeds. No, we don't even have to go into a parable. He's going to separate those animals which are not wanted or needed from the sheep. And those sheep are the heathen nations. But also 2/3 of our people are going to be separated. And that's what he's doing here. He's picking apart. Proper soil to begin with. I then brought in 12 yards of topsoil to enrich the soil itself. This is a lot.
Now, you see he's getting rid of the old dirt, and, I'm just speaking in parables, but that new dirt, is going to be the law that's written into our hearts, where only good will come because we have that new ground.
Soil to handle with a wheelbarrow, so you might want to actually rent a device to help you maneuver all the soil around. After I had 2 to 3 inches of soil in the entire area, I brought in some seed, lime, and fertilizer. And before I applied my seed, I actually took a tiller and tilled the entire backyard 3 times in multiple directions. I then smoothed out the backyard with a large lawn roller that you fill up with water and is extremely easy to use once you get it rolling. I applied 5 to 7 pounds of seed per 1,000 square foot, and then once all the seed was down, I put a bit more soil right on top and smoothed it out accordingly. I watered it twice a day for 2 weeks, and it started looking like this, and after 6 weeks, it was one beautiful.
Now, this is very cool because it shows you here It says, let's go to 31 and 32. To ponder now by yourself how great fruit of wickedness the grain of evil seed has brought forth. Take a look at this lawn before, because this is how the earth is right now. Big difference to how it is now. And so that's going to be exactly how, that's going to be the difference in the new seed, in our rulership, which is Jacob's. So what the angel Uriel is telling Ezra is think of how great a fruit the wickedness is. Look at how messed up things are in the world right now, but then verse 32, after the tilling, and when the ears shall be cut up, okay, when that wicked seed is taken out, which are without number, because sin is abounding very much. How great of a floor shall they feel? Once all the evil is taken out, we have to also, we see the bad, we call it out every day. You know, the brothers are putting up messages. It seems like every day Esau and the world stoops to a lower low. So we see how much evil there is, but I really want to focus on this one, because the angel is telling them, consider the evil fruit. Now consider how much good fruit there's going to be. When Yahushua comes back with the angels, and he puts us in our position of true rulership, think of how great things are going to be. I mean, that was a big difference between the dead grass and the beautiful green grass. But before the green grass came, the weeds had to be pulled out. The weeds had to be pulled out. New soil, which is can be a representation of the law, and then it was, and now we have a beautiful landscape. That's what the angel is telling them. So, with the eclipse yesterday, I just wanted to put this message out there, because that eclipse was a sign of times. Now, it can happen next week, it can happen in 6 months, but the point is that eclipse was a sign of the changing of times, man. And we need to prepare ourselves. We need to make sure that, and of course this includes me, but we need to make sure that we are doing everything we can to fulfill his laws and to live righteously, because we don't want to be plucked out. We don't want to be called the least in the kingdom. Zechariah 2:8, for thus saith Yahweh of hosts, after the glory has he sent me unto the nations, which spoiled you. For he that touches you touches the apple of his eye. See, we're coming, he's coming back, and we are, in this case, I wanted to put this scripture up because, you know, we're talking about seeding. We are that seed. We are that, first of all, we are the seed of Israel, but we are the apple, you know, of Yahweh's eye, man, of the Father's eye. And he's coming back to plant the righteous apple. And but before the righteous seed can be laid down, he's got to take up the wicked. He's got to take up the wheat. I want to see if I got one more here. Oh yeah, this is Sirach 43. Check this out. Well, this was just, I always like to try to go into the Apocrypha, because we all know that they took out the Apocrypha from our teaching, but the Apocrypha, not only is it spiritual, but it complements and it accents the Word. Just like we read in Genesis 1:13, Salakia 1:14, great is Yahweh that made it, and at his commandment it runs hastily. He, that's Yahweh, made the moon also to serve in her season, for a declaration of times and a sign of the world, which is exactly what we read in the blue letter. That eclipse yesterday is the beginning. That was the sign of the times. That was a a declaration of times and a sign of the world that Esau's rulership is ending. Esau. Check this out. I'm going to end it with this one. 2nd Ezra 6 and 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. This has to come to an end. The ground must be tilled for that fruitful seed to come. And that's us. So with that I say, Shalom.